Okay, sir. Start recording.
So good morning, friends. We have seen the previous lecture on the relationship between bond price and yield. And we have seen there are three case studies that we have taken. Par value with the market price, and then par value is greater than market price, and par value is less than market price, or we call it interest rate, which is equivalent to yield, interest rate, which is greater than the rate of required rate of return, interest rate, which is less than required rate of return, and then what's the relationship between yield and price. Both are inversely related that we have seen. Both are inversely related that we have seen. And today we look at the today lecture is on types of bond yield. There are the four types of bond yield that we will look at one by one in detail. And there are a few case studies that we will look at in terms of a bond yield. The investment return of a bond, as we have seen, is a difference between what an investor pays for a bond and what is ultimately received over the term of the bond. That's what we looked at. The difference between what the investor pays for a bond and what is ultimately received over the period of time. That is called the investment return of a particular bond. So for example, you have invested, say, 1,000 rupees and 10% interest. You receive 100 rupees. That is the return that you receive. That is the interest that you receive. And then the after maturity period, you will get back that 1,000 rupees. And then if it is traded in the market, if it is traded in the market according to the market price that you get. That's what we have seen. So the bond yield is the annualized return of the bond. Annualized return of the bond. So that will depend on the purchase price of the bond and its stated interest rate, which is equal to the annual payments by the issuer, the bondholder, divided by the par value of the bond, plus the amount paid on maturity. That's what we have seen. We have calculated the bond price as a required rate of return, that we calculated that. So bond price of the bond will vary. I mean, bond prices will vary according to the prevailing interest rate that we have seen. And we have seen the relationship between those two. It will vary, depends on the interest rate. Then the interest rate increases, then the price of bond must decrease to remain competitive with other investments and vice versa. So if the interest rate increases, the price of the bond decrease. The interest rate decreases, the price of the bond increase. That we have seen the relationship between those two components that we have seen already. Let us look at, there are four types of bond yield that we look at. This graph we have seen already. I mean, the bond price and yield are inverse related that we have seen. The previous session we have seen this particular, this one we have seen. There are four types of bond yield. One is nominal yield. It is there already in the LMS. You can see the LMS already, it is there. You can see that. Nominal yield means the coupon rate. Nominal yield means the coupon rate. It's the stated interest rate of the bond, which is stated interest rate of the bond. For example, 1,000 rupees bond, 10% interest. So the nominal yield is 10%. Nominal yield is 10%. So for example, 1,000 par value, which pays 5% interest, rupees 50 per year. That means rupees 50. That means after 5%, it's called nominal yield. So yield is represented in percentage. Yield is represented in percentage. So here, in this particular case, nominal yield is 5%. 5%. So 5% on 1,000, it is called 50. If it is paid semi-annual, that is yearly twice, then 25 rupees each, then we get, what is that? The nominal yield. That is the 5%. 5% nominal yield. In the interest payment is 50 rupees. So how do we calculate? Annual interest payment divided by par value. Now annual interest payment divided by par value. That is called 50 rupees divided by 100. 50 rupees divided by 1,000 into 100. That will give us the 5%. All of you can see the Word file now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
5%. So nominal yield, it is nothing but the stated interest rate. Nominal yield is nothing but stated interest rate on the face value of the bond. Then second yield is called the current yield. Current yield. So current yield is a relationship between the annual interest payment and the current market price. Interest payment and current market price. Okay, so the current market price, as we have seen, depends on the yield, depends on the rate of interest. The current market price depends on the rate of interest. As we have seen in the previous lecture, and as we have discussed earlier, the yield, the rate of interest, the rate of return, and the bond price are inversely related. So, for example, the interest rate, the required rate of rate is say 8%. So the market price is say, the price is say 800. The yield increases. The yield increases. For the yield increase to say 12%, the market price, the price of bond decreases. The yield increases. The yield what was nothing but is the required rate of return. The required rate of return. The required rate of return increases. The bond price decreases. Okay. So the higher the market price, the higher the market price, and lower the yield. Higher the market price, lower the yield. Okay. So the current yield is the relationship between annual interest payment and the current market price. For example, the coupon rate is say 6%. Coupon rate is say 6%, and the current market price is say 800, and the par value is 1000. So how do we calculate? The equation is current yield is equal to annual interest payment divided by current market price of the bond. Current market price of the bond. The current market price of the bond is here 800, and the annual interest payment is say 60, 6% into 1000, so 60 rupees. So 60 divided by 800 into 100. So 60 divided by 800 into 100. So that will give you 8%. 8% is the current yield. Any clarification? Anybody? Any clarification? Anybody? So you can write down one more case. Kindly note down. One more case you can note down. The coupon rate is say 8%. Coupon rate is 8%. Par value is 100. Par value is 100. And current market price is 120. Current market price is 120. What is its yield? What is its yield? Current coupon rate is 80. Coupon rate is 80. Current market price is 120. And par value of the bond, is rupees 100. Okay. Current coupon rate is 8%. Coupon rate is 8%. So how much we get? How much we get? 80 divided by 120 into 100. How do you get it? How do you get? 80 divided by
66.66.
66.66.
No.
Sir, is it 8 divided by 120?
Sorry. Oh, 8%, 100 rupees, no?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So 8 divided by 120 into 100.
6.66.
6.66, sir.
6.67. 6.67. So 6.67 is a current yield. 6.67 is the current yield because the market price is higher. The market price is higher. Price is higher than the par value. So the yield is 6.67. The yield is less. The yield is less than the coupon rate. The yield is less than the coupon rate. I repeat because these are all very simple thing, but always we get confused with this relationship because this relationship is very, very pertinent, very, very pertinent when we go ahead with the different topics. The same theorem, we take it up in a different scenario, different case scenario. So the coupon rate is 8%. The yield is only 6.67%. So coupon rate is higher than the yield is less than the coupon rate. The yield is less than the coupon rate. Yield is less than the coupon rate. So the price is 120. So it is called a premium bond. It is called a premium. It is called premium. Yield is less than the coupon rate. The yield is less than the coupon rate. So in the yield is less than the coupon rate, the market price is higher. The price is higher. So it's a relationship between interest rate and the market price. If the relationship is between interest rate and par value, it is called nominal yield. The relationship is between interest rate and market price, it is called current yield. All of you understood? If the denominator is par value, it is called nominal value. If the denominator is price, that is called current market price, it is called current yield. If I repeat, if the par value and market price is same, if the par value and market price is same, nominal yield and current yield are the same. Hello, got it?
Yes, sir.
If, for example, here, the same case, coupon rate is 8%. Coupon rate is 8%. CMP is nothing but current market price. CMP is nothing but current market price. That is 100. Par value is 100. So what is current yield? Current yield is what?
8%.
8%.
By, yeah, same. 8 divided by 100 into 100 into 100 is equal to 8%. So the current market price and the par value are same. Current yield, nominal yield are same. So note that the current market price for the bond is equal to its par value, then current yield is equal to nominal yield. Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
Nominal yield, current yield. Okay.
Yes.
We'll proceed further. Yeah. Next one, very important. Very, very important. Yield to maturity. Yield to maturity. We call it YTM. Yield to maturity, we call it YTM, or we call it true yield. It's called true yield. It's an exact yield. That's what we talk about. Now, I have taken it up the previous theorem that we have taken up. The previous theorem that we've taken up. Okay. Some of you can read that sentence. I mean, what we wrote, the 3 theorems that we wrote the previous lecture. Some of you can read. The previous lecture, 3 theorems we wrote.
So when I is greater than R, the value of bond is greater than the face value of the bond.
I is greater than R.
Yes. The
I
value
is
of the
greater than R. That is, the interest rate is greater than the required rate of return. Yeah.
of the bond is greater than the face value of the bond.
Yeah. The market price of the bond is greater than the face value of the bond. That is par value of the bond.
Yes,
The I
sir.
is greater.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
Yeah. Then
Second one is when I is equal to R,
I is equal to R. Correct.
yeah, the value of the bond is equal to face value of the bond.
Face value. Okay. So here, 1 minute, R is nothing but yield. Okay. The required rate of return R is nothing but yield. Okay. R, yield are one and the same. Please remember, R, the required rate of return, and yield are one and the same. Okay. Then third one.
I is less than R.
I is less than R.
Value
Yeah.
of the value of the bond decreases. The present value of the cash flow decreases.
Okay. Now, okay, correct. Now, I'll take that example, what we have done, that example that we have calculated. R is how much? I mean, I is how much? I is how much we get. I mean, 3 cases we have done. I'm taking the same case. I is equal to how much percentage?
6.5%.
6.5, sir.
6.5. 6.5. R is nothing but yield. Okay. R is nothing but yield. Yield is how much? Yield how much we
In
got?
first case, it is 3.9, sir.
Yield is 3.9. Yield is 3.9. The price is how much? Price is how much? Price is how much we calculated? How much we got? How much we got price? We calculated, no? How much is the price we calculated? What is the answer?
1073.68.
Yeah, 1073.68.
73.68.
1073.68. Okay. Par value is 1000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Par value is 1000. So here yield is less, price is higher. Yield is less, price is higher. Okay. Yield is less, 3.9, price is higher. Now, I is equal to 6.5. 6.5. Yield is equal to I is equal to 6.5, correct? No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yield is equal to R. R is equal to yield. Yield is equal to 6.5. 6.5. Yield is equal to 6.5. So price is 1000. Price is 1000 and par value also 1000. Par value also 1000. Okay. Now, I is equal to 6.5. R is equal to
15%, sir.
R is equal to 15%. Very high. The price is less. Price is less here. How much?
806, sir.
806. 806. Par value is 1000. This is what we calculated. All of you got it? This is what we have calculated the previous case to show the relationship. Okay. Now, the first case, 6.5, I is equal to 6.5, yield is equal to 3.9, and the price is 1073. Price is 1073. Okay. And the par value is 1000. Now here, yield will not be given. I mean, R will not be given. R is not given. Price is given. R is not given. Price is given. I is given. And par value is given. At what rate both are equal? Both are equal means the price, the left-hand side, the price, the right-hand side, the annual cash flow that you received. Well, how do you calculate? How did you calculate that? You calculated that is, I repeat the equation there. That is 6.5. That is 65. No, 65. 65 divided by 1.039 power 1. Correct? No.
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
65 divided by 1.039 power 1 plus 65 divided by 1.039 power 2 plus 65 divided by 1.039 power 3 plus 1000 divided by 1.039 power 3. You got the left hand side answer, we got 1073.68. Now 1073.68 is given, but the right hand side, the calculation, the yield is not given, but what rate and what yield, both are equal. That is called the current yield. Have you studied the same relationship earlier in anywhere? Anybody? The rate at which the present value of cash inflow equals to the present value of cash outflow. Anybody who has done this similar calculation anywhere, wherever you have studied in finance? Anybody? The rate at which, I repeat, the rate at which the present value of cash inflow equals the present value of cash outflow. What is that rate called?
Break even.
Break even is, I mean, there is
No.
no profit or loss.
No, sir. So no.
There is no profit or loss. The rate at which the present value of cash inflow equals the present value of cash outflow.
The internal rate of return.
Oh, very good. Who is that?
Sharon, sir.
Sharon, 1 mark. Who is entering the 1 mark one? This.
Sir,
Huh?
Raghavi, sir.
Raghavi, please enter, okay?
Okay, sir.
You please send your email ID, okay? I'll send the
Okay, sir.
detail. I will send the students list.
Okay, sir.
Your official email ID, send it to me. I'll send you the list so that you can enter the marks. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So Archana, Rachana, no?
Sharon, sir.
Sharon, sorry. Sharon,
Sharon.
Sharon 1 mark got. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's called the internal rate of return. That is the rate for evaluating the projects. That's a rate for evaluating the projects. The same logic, the same method is used here. So internal rate for bond yield, internal rate of return for bond yield is called yield to maturity. So yield to maturity, internal rate of return are one and the same. I repeat, yield to maturity and internal rate of return, that what you have studied earlier, are one and the same. What is the rate at which the value of cash inflow equals to value of cash outflow? That's what we have calculated earlier in evaluating the capital proposals, that is capital budgeting. So the internal rate of return and yield to maturity are one and the same. So it is a rate that makes the present value of cash inflow receivable. What is the present value of cash inflow receivable? Your interest payment, the right hand side. The right hand side. The right hand side is 65 divided by that 1 plus r power 1. R we don't know. That's what we are going to calculate. R we do not know. 1 plus r power 1. 65 divided by 1 plus r power 2. 65 divided by 1 plus r power 3. Plus 1000 divided by 1 plus r power 3. That is called the present value of cash inflow. Present value of cash inflow, because you are receiving the interest payment and you will be receiving the principal payment after 3 years. That is called the present value of cash inflow receivable. Owning the bond equals to the price of the bond. The price of the bond is 1073.68. 1073.68. Okay, so that is called yield to maturity. The present value, there is the rate at which the left hand side and the right hand side. The right hand side is what? The right hand side is present value of cash inflow from by owning the bond. What is the left-hand side? The price of the bond. At what rate these both are equal? What is, okay? So the first case, in the first case, what is the answer? 3.9. So the answer 3.9 will not be given in the case. Please understand. While we are calculating 1073.68, 1073.68 is your answer. You calculated. In the yield to maturity case, 1073.68 will be given. What should be your answer? Your answer should be 3.9. You have to calculate 3.9. Got it? All of you?
Yes, sir.
The third case, I is equal to 6.5, R is equal to 15%, price is equal to 806, par value is 1000. So the case that you have done earlier, the previous lecture, 15% is given. You have calculated 806. The answer was 806. But in yield to maturity case, 806 will be given. You will have to calculate that R. R is 15%. Okay, so the rate at which the present value of cash inflow from owning the bond equals to the price of the bond. So that rate is called yield to maturity. It is nothing but internal rate of return. So the internal rate of return of the bond is yield to maturity. The internal rate of the bond is yield to maturity, or we call it true yield. Okay, so the yield increases, the price falls. The yield decreases, the price increases. Okay. So I read the second paragraph. When the bond is bought at a discount yield, when the bond is bought at a discount, yield to maturity will always be greater than the current yield. The yield to maturity, the second, this is the third one. The third one, I is equal to 6.5, R is equal to 15, price is equal to 806, par value is 1000. So that particular scenario is reflected in sentence here. What is that? When the bond is bought at discount, the bond is bought at discount, 1000 rupees par value, you bought at 806. You bought at 806. It is discount. So the yield to maturity is always greater than the current yield. Always greater than the current yield, because there will be a gain when the bond matures. And the bondholder receives at par value back, thus raising the true yield. So here yield is 15%. You bought at 806. You bought at 806. When the bond is bought at premium, when the bond is bought at premium, that's the first scenario. Premium, that is 1073.68. Par value is 1000. Bought at premium. The yield to maturity will always be less than the current yield. The yield to maturity, it is 3.9. It is always less than the current yield, that is 6.5. Because there will be a loss when the par value is received, which lowers the true yield. The first is called the premium of the bond, premium bond. The third is called the discount bond. The third one, the middle one is called par value bond. All of you understood? What is called yield to maturity? All of you understood? Is it clear? Yield to maturity, concept of yield to maturity. All of you understood or not?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So the last para, can you explain again, sir?
Last paragraph, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The first one, when the bond is bought at a discount, that is the third case. Third case is what? Price is 806. Price is 806. Par value is 1000. Par value is 1000. So you bought at what? Discount. You bought at 806. Par value is 1000. So in that scenario, yield to maturity is nothing but R. R here. R is 15%. R is 15%. That is always greater than the current yield. Current yield is 6.5. Current yield is 6.5. Okay. So because there will be a gain when the bond matures, because you will be getting more yield. You'll be getting 15%. And the bondholder receives the par value of the bond. Okay. When the bond is bought at a premium, the first case, you bought at 1073.68, higher than the par value you bought. So in that scenario, yield to maturity will always be less than the current yield. So yield to maturity is 3.9, current yield is 6.5, less than the current yield, because there will be a loss when you receive the bond, because you receive less, which lowers the true value of the bond. The first sentence is the third scenario. The second sentence is the first scenario.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any clarification? Anybody? So I repeat, the internal rate of the bond is called yield to maturity. Internal rate of the bond is equal to the internal rate of return of the bond is yield to maturity. That is the rate at which the present value of cash flow receivable from owning the bond equals to its price. Okay. So while you are calculating the price of the bond, you will be given yield. You will be given rate of return. So with that rate of return, you will have to calculate the price of the bond. But here, price the bond will be given. You will have to calculate the yield. That is R you will have to calculate. At what rate both are equal. So that rate is called yield to maturity. Okay. That is what we have seen here. Less than the par value, because the first scenario is less than par value of the bond, discount is the third scenario. This is the third scenario. Yield to maturity is greater than the current yield, greater than nominal yield. Par value of the bond, all are equal. And more than the par value as a premium, what happens is nominal value of the bond, that is current yield of the bond, is greater than the yield to maturity. What you have seen, bond yield relationship, what we have seen. Okay. This table, anybody who has got any doubt? This table, anybody has got any doubt? Premium bond, discount bond. Discount bond, you are buying less. You are buying less. Yield will be greater. Yield will be greater. Premium bond, yield will be less. Price is more. When the price is more, yield will be less. Any clarification? Anybody?
No, sir.
Afsal understood.
Yes, sir.
Melby understood?
Yes, sir.
Melby understood?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Patil, Pranita, Patil Sai, 501030. 501030. Patil Sai. Is there? Patil Sai?
Sir.
501030 is there?
Yes, sir.
What happened? Where did you go?
Sir, my this mute button was not functioning well, sir.
Yeah, you unmute your video.
Yes, sir, 1 second.
Where are you? Hello? You unmuted?
Sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what is when does the current yield and nominal yield are equal?
At per
When are they
value,
equal?
sir.
Huh?
At per value.
What is equal to par value? When are they equal?
When bondholder pays at par value, then the current yield will be equal to normal yield.
No,
sir.
no. No. A bondholder. You repeat the sentence.
Pays, when he pays,
Ah.
then when
What
they
he
pay
pays?
at par value, sir.
He pays a par value.
When he pays at par value.
That means par value and market price are equal. Par value and market price are equal. Current yield and nominal yield are equal, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then you can unmute now. You can unmute. Darshita? Darshita is there? Darshita 503108. 503108. Darshita is there? 503108. Darshita absent. (503108) absent. 503108 absent. Darshita absent. 3127 Bilawar Roshan. 5031.
Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine. Yeah. So you unmute your video.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. What is called premium bond?
Sir, premium bond is when just a minute. The value of bond is lesser than the present value of cash.
Value of the bond is?
Sorry. When the value of bond is more than the par value, it's called as premium bond.
Okay. So how it will become premium bond?
Yes,
What's
sir.
the relationship? What's the relationship between yield?
When the market price is greater than the face value.
That's true.
Yes,
What
sir.
is the relationship with the yield?
What is the
Relationship with the yield? Yield, how is it related? Yield is higher or yield is less?
No, sir. It is higher, sir.
Yield is higher. Yield is higher.
Yeah.
Yield is higher or yield is less?
Yield maturity is equal to.
Yield is higher or yield is less?
When yield value is lesser.
Very good. When the yield is lesser
Than
the premium bond. Okay.
Premium bond.
Yeah, correct. Good.
Okay, sir.
Good, you can unmute.
Okay, fine, sir.
Renuka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are there?
Yes, sir.
Vinay Kumar, 3098.
Yes, sir.
You are there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Mamta, 3148. Mamta Shri?
Yes, sir.
You are there?
Yes, sir.
3144. Actively you are listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chaitra, 3148.
Yes,
Chaitra,
sir.
3141. You are there?
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. O Vigneshwaran, my friend. Om Vigneshwaran, 3160. You are there?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You are there?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Durga Prasad, 3167.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very
Present,
good.
sir.
Okay. Jyoti Sharma, 3168.
Yes, sir.
You are there. Okay. So only one student cheated me today. 3108. Okay. 3169, Gayatri.
Yes, sir.
You are there. Okay. 3171, Valerian. 3171. 3171. Hello? 3171. 503171. 503171 absent. 503171 absent. Cheating. See, I mean, when you are there, you should be, available. You simply, you cannot keep, somebody can keep it and you should not move away. So if you repeat like this, same time, second time you repeat, and you cannot attend my classes hereafter. I'll mark everybody absent. You cannot write the exam. I'll put in the group today. Swati is there. Swati is there now? Swati? 1047?
Yes, sir.
You are there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you should be there. Okay, 1044. 1044. Stephen?
Yes, sir.
You are there. Okay, okay. Stephen, what is called discount bond? Discount bond, what it is? Hello? What is called discount bond?
Sir, when yield to maturity is less than.
Yield to less or yield to maturity is
less than. Yes, sir. Less than face value, sir.
Hello. Yield to maturity is higher or yield to maturity is less? Discount bond.
Sir, it's higher, sir. Higher, sorry, sir. Higher, sir.
Yield to maturity is higher than the current yield or nominal yield. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Now we can calculate this current yield. We can calculate this current yield. It is there. Just look at the equation. It is not the exact calculation. It's not the exact current yield. It's not exact UATM. It is approximate. You can calculate like this. So approximate, it's a calculation part. So we have seen nominal yield calculation. That is interest payment divided by par value of the bond in 100. Current yield, how do you calculate? Interest rate, interest payment divided by current market price into 100. Now, how to calculate yield to maturity? How to calculate yield to maturity? There is annual interest payment plus present value of the bond minus par value of the bond. Par value of the bond minus current market price, current bond price, divide by years of maturity, divide by par value plus current bond price, divide by 2. Divide by 2. Okay. Annual interest payment. Please look at the equation. Annual interest payment plus PV. PV is nothing but par value. All of you can see, no? All of you can see that, correct? Par value of the bond minus CBMP, that is current market price of the bond, divide by years of maturity, whole divide by PV plus CBP divide by 2. So look at the case here. There is 1,000 rupees. Please write the case. Par value of the bond 1,000. Par value of the bond 1,000. Current market price 800. Par value of the bond 1,000. Current market price 800. Years of maturity 3 years. Years of maturity 3. Coupon rate 6%. Coupon rate 6%. Coupon rate 6%. Okay. By looking at the case, all of you have written the case? Hello? All of you have written?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what is the maturity period?
Maturity period 3 years.
Thank you, sir.
3 years. I write here par value Par value is 1000. Current market price is 800. Years of maturity 3. Coupon rate is 6%. Coupon rate is 6%. So how do you get that? Okay. How do you get that? That is 1000, 60. 6% of 1000, 60. 60 plus par value of the bond. Par value of the bond is 1000 minus 800 divide by 3. Okay, so 1000 minus 800, then 200 divided by 3. So how do you calculate? 60 plus 200 by 3. How much comes? Hello? 60 plus 200 by 3.
86.66.
86.66. So 60 plus 86.66 divided by 1000 plus 800 divided by 2. 1800 divided by 2. That is 900. So numerator, how much? 60 plus 60 plus how much comes? 200 divided by 3.
66.67.
60?
6.67.
67 divide by 900. No, 900 into 100 into 100. That is 14%. Got it? Got it? No? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 14%. So by looking at the case, 6% is your coupon rate. Yield is 14%. Yield is 14%. I mean, market price is 1000. Market price is 800, and yield. Par value is 1000. So market price is less. The market price is less. The market price is less means what? The discount bond. The discount bond. So when the discount bond means current yield will be higher than the nominal yield. Nominal yield is 6%. So your answer should be more than 6%. The answer should be more than 6%. That is 14%. By looking at the case, you will come to know your answer will be higher than the current yield, nominal yield, or less than nominal yield. Hello? All of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Before you calculate your answer, you can guess how much will be your answer. How is the answer will be? You can calculate. You can guess it. So the market price is 800. The par value is 1000. That means the discount bond. When the discount bond, the yield is higher. Yield is higher than the nominal yield. So that nominal yield is 6%. Nominal yield is 6%. So the answer should be more than 6%. It is now the answer. What you got is 14%. This is the approximate yield to maturity. Approximate yield to maturity. Approximate yield to maturity. Now you need to calculate exact yield to maturity. Exact, perfect. That's what we call true yield. This is approximation. This is not the correct one. So we need to calculate the approximation, a correct one. Correct one, you need to calculate by what we have done, trial and error method. When you calculate IRR, I don't know how many of you remember, you need to calculate the higher value. You need to get the one higher value. You need to get the lower value. Then you need to go for interpolation. You need to go for interpolation when we calculate that. So by interpolating it, you can calculate the exact value. So that we will take it up the next session. So in the case, the question is what is YTM or compute YTM, In that case, you will have to calculate. You will have to use trial and error method. Trial and error method. If the question is compute approximate YTM, then use this equation. Use this equation. So this is not the equation for calculating the exact YTM. So I repeat, in the case the question is compute YTM, then you have to use trial and error method. That we will take it up in the next session. The question is compute approximate YTM, then use this equation. All of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, that we will take it up the next session. So we have seen today nominal yield, current yield, and yield to maturity. So yield to maturity, trial and error method, we'll have to take it up. So any clarification, anybody, before we wind up? Anybody? Any clarification? Anybody? Mohin Thomas, 1025, is there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rijo? Rijo?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, morning. You are there?
Yes, sir.
2083, Salim.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning. You are there?
Yes, sir.
Ajit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aman Kumar?
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Aman Kumar, is there?
Present, sir. Aman Kumar, present, sir.
Gayatri, 3169?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Anybody think to want to ask? Anything? Anybody want to ask? Any clarification? Anybody? Calculation part. So we'll take a few case studies the next session. Okay. Thank you very much. All the best. We'll meet
Thank you, sir.
the next session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. All the
Thank
best.
you, sir.